Hi, I'm Chantal Ambrose. I'm a dentist and I host a healthcare business podcast that shares tips straight from the industry leaders. So, whether you are a startup or needing a push in the right direction, a family business, or just looking for some mentorship, join us. So, welcome everyone. Today we have some amazing guests on our show. I'm very excited, and it's one of the most, I think, important aspects to me being in peds and in dentistry. It's been a foundation that I've followed for over 20 years. And it's really something that I believe that we need to get out there and we need to get some sort of awareness going with cleft lip and palate. So I'm going to introduce you to two of our guests. We have Moira Gerst today, as well as Sylvia Mkunu. Both of them are from the Smile Foundation. I'm going to give you a little bit of a background. We have a mum today that is part of the Smile Foundation and is sharing her journey of having a baby diagnosed with cleft lip and palate, how she's had to go through all of the different surgeries, and she's sharing that journey with us today. So I'm very privileged to invite you on board today, Sylvia. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
And then, Moira, you have so much of experience and you've been part of operations of Smile Foundation for many, many years. This week, you have been available to so many programs for oral health care that you are just a gem in the industry. And I'm absolutely privileged to have you on board. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for making the time for us today.
It's only my pleasure, and to grow awareness about all this condition is my privilege, having been in Smile Foundation. But it's not only me, I need to say it's all of us, our entire team that joined together.
And I've been lucky enough to be part of a community of speakers. I've been part of dental protection, and I've been sort of doing the work of being able to give oral education for a number of years now. And I'm practicing dentistry still with a postgrad in pediatrics. So this show is very close to my heart. I want you to tell our audience a little bit about the Smile Foundation and what do you do there?
How long have you got for me to tell the whole story? In a nutshell, we're a registered NGO. We started in the year 2000. I wasn't there at that time, but I've been with the organization a very long time. And I've really been blessed to be able to offer what I can do together with our team to make their lives, the children that need reconstructive surgery or cleft lip and palate, to enable them to be able to communicate, to grow their confidence, and to be, valuable contribution within their family and also in their communities moving forward. So Smile Foundation was born at the behest of Mr. Nelson Mandela, who is our patron. And we've been going now for 23 years. And the first child that was operated on had a condition called Mobus syndrome, where she was completely paralyzed on her face, no expression whatsoever. And thereafter, our medical director, Prof. George Saras, said there was a great need for surgeries for children with cleft lip and palate. And that's how our journey really started. And as we've grown and more funding has come in from corporates and from, various organizations, we've been enabled to grow our services. When the child comes in, we're helping them with transportation, we're helping them with counseling whilst they're in the hospitals, and looking at other areas that a child needs really in their journey with cleft lip and palate until they may be in their late teens, where they need further surgeries. So that's in a nutshell, and we enable those children to smile.
Just to be able to help as many people as you do is remarkable work. And so, can you give us an idea of how many children are supported by the organization?
On an annual basis, it's probably about 500 children, depending on the number of surgeries. And a lot of, you were talking about COVID earlier, and a lot of the children are now being operated on a weekly basis, and not only in a smile week, which is 5 consecutive days where surgeries, as it is happening now in the Western Cape, in Tygerberg Hospital. Instead of that, the surgeons have theatre time with all the support that they need from medical staff, and are able to do it on a weekly basis rather than always in a smile week model. So, more and more hospitals are saying, can we have a smile week as well as a weekly slate now? And fortunately, we are able to offer them that.
Yeah, that is remarkable. Listen, so what other campaigns
Also
can we
now
follow?
are fortunate to have support for burns patients, not the acute burns. I'll leave the other support for Sylvia to discuss because she's very involved with the cleft lip and palate. And looking at areas where we haven't ventured, before, possibly further support in clinics and referral hospitals. Those are some of the things that I've actually discussed now, with 2 different hospitals whilst in Cape Town. So we look for where there is valuable need and where we can make a difference.
Okay. Well, Sylvia, now I'm excited to actually speak to you because I think that for all of the years that I end up doing oral care and management, I think that there are many stories that just remain unheard. And we, as medical professionals, we don't often get the time to truly be on the journey with a mum that has to go through as much as any mum has to go through when your baby is first diagnosed as being something that will require further operations. So, can I ask you, what was your journey like when you first were told, listen, your baby has a cleft lip and palate, and what was that like for you?
Sister there in nursery. And what also stressed me, and I think some of the mothers are going through the same thing, because imagine having this baby. For me, I must say I was lucky because I already had other 3 kids, but this one was different. Then I had to ask questions. Then this sister at the nursery, they explained to me what's wrong with Princess, and it is going to be rectified. Then she showed me pictures, via internet of the kids who were also born with the same diagnosis, but it was so confusing because this diagnosis is got like a big words, cleft lip and palate, and I couldn't understand what was going on. So she explained to me, but on that time, remember I had my family back home, my kids, they were waiting to see their sibling. I remember that time my son was waiting for a baby brother. Imagine I had to go back home and tell them, you don't have a baby brother, you have a baby sister, and she looks different. Because on the very same day, they discharged me, but they told me Princess has to stay behind, she will be discharged after 2 days. I had to go back home and share the news to the siblings that you do have a baby sister, and she looks different, but she will be coming home after 2 days. Guess what? Everybody was excited. I decided to show them the photos. I was afraid that they're going to be scared or say something, but they loved their sister. So they couldn't wait for her to come back home. I was so eager for Princess to be seen by the surgeons. Then I decided to log on via Google to check regarding this diagnosis. Then I was lucky to find my family, which is the Smile Foundation. Then I went to the website, get connected with them. It was a lovely conversation the first time I found them. They welcomed me. I could feel that I was welcomed. Then they invited me to come to one of their hospitals in Soweto, that is Chrisani Baragwana Hospital. Then I went there, wow. I get connected with the psychologist, the medical pediatrician doctor, the speech therapist, the dietitian, so to explain regarding their diagnosis and the surgeries they are going to do on Princess. Then they gave me another date for a follow-up. Then 2013, I received a call from the doctor at Chrisani Baragana Hospital so that I can come on their Smile Week. It was the Smile Week at Bara. So I had to join them. The Smile team as well, they phoned me to join them at the Smile Week in Baragwana. So when I went there, they also explained the whole process. And what I like about my family, there's a team of psychologists whereby they're taking you through counseling so that you'll understand what will happen, and they will ask you regarding how you're feeling, are you ready for this? So they told me Princess will be admitted and the surgery is going to happen. The time they had to do the first surgery, which is the lip repair. Because her diagnosis, it was a cleft lip and a palate, it was the bilateral one. The surgery was done in February. That's the first surgery. Then she has done almost 8 surgeries. But the most surgery that scared me is the one she did this year when she was 9 years old. That's the bone graft surgery. I almost didn't want her to do it, but I felt like it should be selfish of me because she needs to fix her dental part now. So that with the entire whole journey and story, I always tell them that this is my calling. I believe this is my calling. And I'm also giving back. Because as a mom who had a child born with a cleft lip and palate, during that time I didn't have a medical aid. I tried my husband and I to find out regarding the surgeries of which the surgeons, the private surgeons, they told us the surgeries is going to be expensive because they told the first surgery is going to be 60 plus, of which we didn't have a medical aid, we didn't have money. So I was lucky to have found the Smile Foundation who assisted me freely without paying any cent. And the whole staff in our hospitals we're working with, and not forgetting our donors. There's a saying in isiZulu whereby they say, corner. It means may your gratitude never cease to end. So I'm also a regional coordinator for Gauteng. So I'm coordinating 3 hospitals, which is Chrisani Baragwana, Charlotte Mutwege, and Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital. So what I'm doing is the coordinator. I'm referring patients to those hospitals so that they can be seen by the surgeons so that they will receive help, regarding their surgeries. I do the follow-ups on the types of surgeries they are doing. And guess what? I'm getting a chance to go into theater as well.
Congratulations, Sylvia. That is such a journey. Thank you for sharing that with us. I hope that you know that I believe that this is your calling as well. You've taken what you've gotten and you've just made the most of it, and now you're helping so many others. So that is what do you recall as being some of the most positive and memorable medical experiences where you were so grateful that that particular medical staff, came in contact with your child? What do you take back? Was it a thank you, or was it that someone just explained for longer. Are there any specific memories that come to mind where you were just so grateful from that particular medical practitioner or staff member?
I almost forgot what was in the hospital because it was for the first time for me, for my daughter, for actually experiencing the whole thing regarding the operation, So I felt calm on that
Yeah.
day, and I was ready for it because they told me I am going to accompany her to the theater so that when the anesthetic are busy letting her to sleep, then I'll be there. And few minutes later, I'll be out. I remember them telling me the surgery, which is the liver pain, the first one, they're going to do it around about 2 hours. Then I waited out of the theater. Then 2 hours it was finished. Then Princess was not coming out and the doctors were not telling me anything. I started to panic now, checking my time. 2 hours is over now. What's happening? Then this doctor came out, still doing up and down. They didn't tell me anything. Started to panic now. What's happening? Because it's 2 hours is finished now. Then later on, one of the surgeons came out and told me, you know why we are delaying? Because we need to put on the grommets. So the grommets are inserted regarding in helping with the infection because the palate was open widely. So the grommets are there to prevent any infection. That's how we are also undergoing through different departments, which is part of the ENT as well. So it's a long journey because not only we are attending by the plastic surgeons, we also attend by the dietitian, ENT, and the audiology, which is the speech therapy. So there are a lot of departments who are involved. So the dental as well now, which is part of the dental where Princess is beginning now as well. So it's a long process. She's a long process, but rather than that, I'm grateful, to all the doctors who are assisting us. And whenever I'm sharing to the moms, they always tell me, you are the strongest. Guess what? I'm not strong. They are the ones who make me strong. Because each and every day, whenever I'm sharing with them, and I feel like it's most important, for someone to share to you. I've been there, done that. So, and always tell them if I did it, they can also do it as well. I'm not special. I'm just.
I'm going to challenge you on that. I think you are quite special, in fact, and thank you for sharing that with us. I'm going to ask more now. You've touched on something that we need a whole team to fix just one person, to just get them to that place where I think that you can smile and you can speak. And let's leave alone smiling and speaking. Let's talk about swallowing. Let's talk about eating. Let's talk about just basic daily, these are your daily routines. But when you have a cleft lip and palate,
tell them and explain to them how they can feed their baby because really poverty-stricken mommies utilize breast milk and the child cannot suckle. So there's all sorts of people that need to come together. You'd always have every single person on board, but that is the ultimate, this kind of multidisciplinary situation. And we're also looking into that as a project because if there is a need for a speech therapist or the ENT and they're not available or they're not in that particular hospital at that point, that these children, and that's where Sylvia's position in the hospital is exceptionally important because then she knows all the doctors and she collaborates with all of them to come together. And I think that's the biggest lesson that I'm sure Sylvia will agree with me, that we've all realized it's not just one person, it's this whole team that will enable those children. Now Sylvia's journey is more dental, And so the dentists need to collaborate as well, and the next fix surgeon. So it's all a collaboration. And I must just say what Sylvia's saying is that I don't think there's one of us. As a matter of fact, I can be absolutely guaranteed in my comment that every single person involved with Smile Foundation loves doing what we do. I sometimes have told my colleagues that in the 19 years that I've been with Smile Foundation, there hasn't been one day at all that I haven't enjoyed coming to work. And that really is the blessing that I was talking about in the very beginning. So we are looking at all those collaborative relationships now, post and during all the cleft surgery.
Well, I appreciate that. I must actually share that with our listeners is that as an organization, you are absolutely phenomenal. I have just been received so well. I must say it's a highly sophisticated team in order to even clear out space, in order to keep on track with as many collaborative teams that you'll be needing for each person's surgery. And I must commend every one of you on board because the level of passion that each of you share on the team has not been something that I just touch base with for this interview. I've been lucky enough to touch base with it throughout aspects of my career. And I do agree with you that you are one of those teams that the whole organization at large really can see the vision and that shared goal. You do it wholeheartedly, no matter what obstacle comes along. And let's say it, there are many obstacles on this journey. And
Yes.
whether it be funding, whether it mean getting the team on board, whether it mean some delays, COVID delayed many people's surgeries. And those were critical surgeries because, we're looking at growth rates. So, when we really look at the bigger picture, I really do commend you as a team. It is remarkable what everyone's able to accomplish when they're working together. And now, how can they help?
They can Sylvia's and various coordinators are in the major academic hospitals around the country. So either they can contact, one of our coordinators. Otherwise, we do have all our contact details on a website, or they can just look up Smile Foundation, and we have a landline as well. And if need be, we will return the call to that mother so that she doesn't necessarily have to bear that cost. There's always someone who, thank God for that knows who we are and that we are there to enable them to get service that they need.
Oh, well, thanks. And Sylvia, where are you based and when are the school programs rolling out? Is it in all provinces?
For now, we are starting in Gauteng. We are hoping it's going to be the big project because so many moms are interested, I think we'll be having more invitations more, regarding where to go, in Gauteng, but we are prepared and ready for that next year. And to add on that more, the moms also, they can join our website, Cleft Friend SA. Not only Smile Foundation is helping regarding the cleft lip, the whole process regarding the facial abnormalities. We are also in the, which is UMETA. So they can go to the Cleft Friends, the website, and the UMETA as well, regarding the beds as well. So there are also coordinators as well for UMETA in the same hospitals.
Okay, I just want to thank you both. And I want to thank the Smile Foundation because for the time you've given us, I think we've learned a hell of a lot. And, the awareness, I'm a medical professional. I've been involved in dental care. I do a lot of special needs in my own practice. And on a daily basis, I get very desperate moms phoning me, begging and pleading to get help out. And it's expensive. Unfortunately, this is the bottom line is it's expensive care because we have to take longer periods of time to treat people that not only have a basic fear, they have to overcome that fear, but they also have quite complicated cases in order for us to see. I am really an advocate for any professionals that want to find within themselves a level of passion for progress, because there are a number of people that need help, and children are one of those without voices. And in many ways, we all play the part of speaking. And today, I am very grateful for both of you and for your organization for really being the voice and continue being the voice. I just am very appreciative for the time, and I will have all the contact details on board when we go out. So anyone that's wanting to reach out to you, they'll also have your details available. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much for your time.
I've covered starting up and how to turn your vision into a business. And in our future episodes, we look at leadership, we look at multi-practice success. Now, I'm grateful for you, and I would love to hear your ideas. What questions do you need answered? Please drop me a mail at behindasmile2@gmail.com. I look forward to hearing from you, and remember, you are heard, you are seen, and on this platform, you are invited. Let's make it happen together.